You are welcome to Effective Presentation and Polish course. In this course, we will be learning a few things that would help you face the crowd confidently. Before we go into the course proper, there are a few housekeeping rules that we must keep to. You must have to turn off your phones and leave it to vibrate if that is okay by you. Also refrain from email or web surfing. This will help you get an immersive experience from this course. I'll show you. Welcome. My name is Neka Charis Onyiliofor, or you call me CNO like some people do, okay? I'm better off with CNO. All right, so this is the CEO of Polishing Excel, which prides herself in providing transformative services. Yes, we empower you with skills, soft skills that help you succeed in that workplace or as a business owner. Soft skills that put you ahead of your peers. Yes, and I am on a mission to help you achieve polished eloquence and confidence as a person. What are the objectives of this course? With this course, you'll be able to control and reduce your nervousness. You start building confidence and better communication skills and represent your company and product well. Yes, this speaks to the professionals and the business people as well. You, of course, are going to be a better salesperson by the time you're done with this presentation. And of course, this will increase your productivity and business opportunities. It will help you deliver great speeches at short notices. This is something that a lot of people run from. And I assure you that once you are equipped with this system, you will know exactly how to handle short speeches, impromptu speeches without having to run away. Yes. And then lastly, it positions you as a leader. Now, this is key. It positions you and you begin to feel as the authority they're supposed to feel in your field, because then you have the ability to communicate the essence of what you're about. Yes. So does this interest you? Now, some of you may ask, what are the objectives? What are the benefits of this training or this course? Firstly, it brings you measurable improvement as a person and as a business. Firstly, as a person, let's talk about positive branding. Yes, a person that is able to communicate effectively shines. This ability brings sparkle to your image and personality. Secondly, it helps you with promotion opportunities, because then when you are with people who have equal credentials or qualifications, one of the things that will stand you out is your ability to communicate. And so people are watching you, people who interview you, who watch you, are taking note of the things that you do better than others. And so this distinguishes you, this skill distinguishes you. And also, your ability to speak effectively improves and helps you become the authority you're supposed to be as a leader. Now, if you've been wasting a lot of time coming up with amazing presentations, it's about to stop, because you'll be better equipped to what you need to do. You'll be better equipped with the tools, skills, and techniques that you require to create amazing presentations. And of course, deliver great speeches. And then heightened confidence to present any day. Because one of the reasons why people feel anxious is because they don't know exactly what to do to prepare within a short notice. But when you know what to do, this heightens your confidence to present. It also helps refine your perception as a person. Yes, there's a difference between someone who's able to communicate effectively and someone who cannot. It gives you a refined perception and distinguishes you from the others. So you see the benefits of this course? This is something you shouldn't joke with, whether personally or professionally. It holds a lot of benefits, and it's not limited to what I've just mentioned. Yes, it's not. So what do you stand to get from this training? If you stick to the end of this training, you will go with immersive experience. When I say immersive experience, I mean an experience that you would never be in a hurry to forget. And secondly, you will get a secret guide to amazing presentations from Polish and Excel, because then you now have something that guides you to create amazing presentations and deliver great speeches too. Thirdly, you have a checklist from Polish and Excel to create amazing PowerPoints. Now you will not have PowerPoints that are boring. You have PowerPoints that are really amazing when it comes to creativity, visual, and delivery. Yes. Now, the opportunity for role play and replay. This is really crucial because there's no ability to master these skills without the opportunity to practice. So you need this. Now, are you ready? Are you ready for the training proper? Let me give you a little time to get ready. I need to remind you that this is effective presentation and Polish skills course. Now, I want to start with discomforting facts so that even though you are a novice here or you are naive when it comes to presentations, you would not be afraid because you will have hope. This gives you hope. So these are comforting facts. And now, what is the first comforting fact? 74% of people suffer from speech anxiety. And that tells you that almost everyone suffers from speech anxiety. There's another report that says that even veterans feel nervous, leaders feel nervous, even if they have put in adequate preparation, they feel nervous. So the question is, what causes the anxiety? What causes the communication apprehension? What causes your nervousness? So there are different causes of this nervousness, and there are techniques on how to control this nervousness. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you in few minutes if you stick to the end. Now, the second comforting fact is that all great speakers were bad speakers at first. So you see, even if you are a novice, you stand a better chance to improve your communication skills once you have the willingness to do that, and of course put in the work. When it comes to putting in the work, you are ready. Are you excited then? Yes. So you're not hopeless. Relax. So I'm about to put you through on how you can reduce your nerves and boost your confidence when it comes to speaking anywhere, anytime. Are you ready? Yes. This is the system for effective presentation and polish, according to Charis. Yes, when I say according to Charis, you might have heard these ideas from other places, but I put up this system to make it easier for speakers to create peace with their nerves. Is that not good? Yes. Let me even give you something that will make you laugh. You see, the Bible says that blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. You see why I'm excited to be a child of God? Because I am helping speakers create peace between them and their nerves. Okay? So this system will really help you a great deal. Now, when it comes to creating effective presentations, preparation will give you 75% of the success that you need. That means preparation is very key. Yes, you have no right to be confident if you have not put in the work. You have no right to be confident if you have not prepared. That's what Dale Carnegie said. So you see, you have to put in the work. And do you know why preparation is coming first? Preparation is like the central nervous system. You know what the central nervous system does? It controls all the systems in your body and helps them function optimally. That means if you do not prepare, every other thing that I'm going to be sharing here would be useful. Yes, because they are all connected to preparation. But preparation have different aspects, which you're going to see shortly. So you have no right to confidence if you have not put in the work. So preparation comes first. And then you need to know how to sound powerful. So you need to know certain exercises. So exercises come also. You also need to make the right assumptions. So assumption comes in. You also will be introduced to connection building techniques that will help you a great deal. And you also need to know the kind of effect mastery that help you deliver your points and help you sound authentic. You also need to know how to deliver the message. Yes, every time you're speaking, you're making reference to the message like I'm doing right now. My message is to create peace between speakers and naps. This is my message. So I'm going to take you through the whole thing. So you see that? So this is in the message. So what is your own message? Appearance matters in presentation. So it also features in peace talks. Then love and passion, because passion is very important in delivery. Then knowing your stuff is very important in controlling your nerves. And then strengthening your skill is very important for continued excellence in presentation and public speaking. So are you ready? So let's move on to the next. Now, this is preparation. I told you that preparation takes 74% of your time, meaning that it gives you 75% of your success as a speaker. So, what are the various aspects of preparation? The purpose of the presentation. Now, let me tell you a story. I have been working for roughly 11 years. The company that I worked in one day, before I became the head of department, that was around 4 years ago, I was called that I was going to be the one to present to the management on a review meeting. Now, this was coming to me as a shock because I have a head of department who is supposed to be in that management meeting. But then because he had an emergency, I was being asked to come over and do that presentation. They wouldn't move it because of him and because of other reasons, such as the board meeting that is coming up. Now, I was being asked to come, and this meeting will take place in the next 30 minutes. Wow. As an assistant head, I was expected to know a few things, which gives me comfort though. But then I was nervous because I haven't presented to the management. So knowing the purpose of the presentation, I sat down and skimmed through the presentation. I knew what the presentation is all about. Like in a review meeting, I'll be expected to give a report on the performance of the unit. So I knew I was nervous. I knew I needed to control this nervousness. But then I went into the restroom, sat down, and asked myself a few questions about what the purpose of the presentation is. What are the possible questions that might come up? What are the things are expected for me to deliver? What are the things that I expected in a review meeting? I was going to speak from that position. Knowing what is expected of me gave me comfort. So you need to firstly define the purpose of the presentation. Then next, audience analysis. I want to continue from the story. I asked myself, who are the people who are going to be in this presentation that I've been asked to come to present? The CEO is going to be there. The general manager is going to be there. The head of operations, the head of the CFO is going to be there. the head of technical. There are about 8 people that were going to be there, accounts, credit, units, and all of that. And I am in business development and strategy. So I analyzed the audience and I asked myself a few questions, like the possible questions they're going to ask me. And I understood that they're going to be asking when it comes to performance, when it comes to what the team is doing, when it comes to our plans, our forecasts, and of course, our projections. So I got ready, and this gave me comfort. Understanding the audience will help you answer a few questions ahead of time. Thirdly, I planned and structured the presentation in such a way that I won't waste time rambling. So what did I do? I focused on the key meat of a 27-slide presentation. What are the key things? I needed to make sure that it's in a logical flow in terms of what my introduction would be and what would be the main meat, the message, and of course, my conclusion. Now, my introduction should be, okay, this is where we are coming from. This is what we've done in the past. Now, this is the current performance of the team, and this is what we're planning. These are projections. This is what we have in the pipeline. These are strategy, right? So I structured my presentation and I knew exactly how to flow. Now, I also asked myself, what are the presentation aids? Do I need any presentation aid? Of course, my PowerPoint is the presentation aid that I have, no physical visual aid that I will be needing. So my graphs were there speaking of what I'm going to be giving them as an information or probably a report, as you would see it. So it helps a great deal. Now, practice with your personality in it. This is very crucial, although I didn't have enough time to practice. But one of the things that will help you reduce your anxiety and communication apprehension is practice. And if I hadn't been doing a presentation to the rest of the team as a team member or an assistant head, probably I would have had difficulty. So I've been practicing. So the question is, what I practicing with my personality in it is something that I was projecting, or I am showing excitement about what I'm doing. So you need to practice with your personality in it. And so how do you do it? You're going to see a couple of that in the next slide. But one of them is this: using your camera, your videotape. Yes, if you use a videotape, firstly, you can analyze what you're doing wrong by switching it off and switching off the video and watch and listening to your audio and see if you are sounding clear and confident. Also, you can do this, switch off the audio and watch the video by checking if your gestures, your facial expression, your eye contact are actually emphasizing your message. So these are the practices that you need to put in place before you go to the actual presentation. Does that make sense? Does that give you some comfort? Of course, even players do practice before they go out there to play. Singers do rehearse to go out there to play. So why won't you, the speaker, rehearse? So you need to put in the work. This is also very important. And then we'll move on to feedback and review. Now, your videotape, you can do this with your videotape, but then you can do it with an actual audience. Like I said, I have the opportunity to present to the rest of the team often and often, because what I do for the head of department is to make sure that I collate all the information, analyze them, and present it to the rest of the team where he is there, and so that he will not take it up from there to the management. So if I hadn't been rehearsing or practicing with the rest of the team members, I could have had this difficulty presenting to the management. And I think that the management knew that I could do it because they have seen me, presenting to the rest of the team. So it's something they just felt like they should just give me the opportunity to do this. So I just gave you an opportunity to learn how you could actually be putting yourself ahead for promotion. Because when the team member, when the head of the department leaves and you were able to communicate to the management the things that they need to know, you're able to inform them, educate them about what you guys are doing, hey, you are showing credibility. You are showing, leadership and authority. You're owning your space. And that is why you shouldn't play with such opportunity. Even though you feel nervous, be thanking God that you're actually given the opportunity to showcase your talent. Are we there? Are you seeing it? Okay. So do this with the team and get feedback. If you can't do this with a team, maybe some of you, your presentation is with the outsider. You can do it with your family, with your friends, and give them the utmost liberty to review and critique you. And don't feel bad when they're giving you this feedback, because it will help you. Yes, it will help you a great deal. Feedback is very important. And then lastly, but not last, when I say lastly, when it comes to preparation, plan. Plan ahead of time to arrive early. It gives you this kind of control that, oh, I'm in control of this environment. I'm in control already. So arrive even before your audience begin to arrive, because that gives you the ample opportunity to set up and, take control of the unfolding of the event, and also gives you the opportunity to meet some, members of the audience ahead of time, so you can begin to create connection. And this will help you in the nearest future on what I'm going to share next, because once you have made contact with those audience, it will help you in connection building. Yes. So arrive early. Now let us move on to the next letter in pistols, which is exercises. Exercises, this help a great deal. And this include all the physical, mental, and vocal exercises that you have to do to sound powerful. You want to sound powerful on that big day. Yes, you want to sound, confident. You want to sound amazing. You want to sound clear. So you need to do all of these exercises. Now, when it comes to physical exercise, deep breathing helps you sound comfortable. You need to practice deep breathing. And there's some exercises that help with this. When I talk about deep breathing, I'm talking about having the opportunity to speak from your diaphragm, because you have practiced enough these deep breathing exercises. Now, what does this do for you? It helps take care of your anxiety and those excess adrenaline. Yes. So body movement too, like dance, helps a great deal. For some of you who say, I don't know how to dance, when it comes to presentation, you should. You will know the importance of having to move this body, because you shake off those anxiety out of you by shaking your body. Yes, so you need to practice that. You need to do all of that, because it helps you a great deal when it comes to managing your anxiety. So dance your favorite music. Another thing that would help you is your mental exercise. A mental exercise that I mean here is meditation. When you meditate, you calm your nerves. When you meditate, you breathe deeply. When you meditate, you take control, you take charge, right? So meditation helps you a great deal. So how do you practice meditation? Calmness, quietness, 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 calmness. Some people do yoga to help themselves. So you can do any of those. Another thing that would help you for mental is self-talk. Now, nothing can help someone who always talk negatively. I said it's self-fulfilling prophecy is there. So if you are always talking down on yourself, you can't deliver a great performance. So you need to use your mouth to talk yourself up. You need to use your mouth to build your confidence. You need to use your mouth to reduce your anxiety. So this is the thing. This is the essence of self-talk. All right? Another thing that will help you a great deal is visualization. Now, visualization has power, because your ability to visualize the success of your presentation gives you an actual boost. Yes, because Your brain does not know the difference between your imagination and the real happening. So when you are able to visualize yourself having a great success doing that presentation, you will boost your confidence because your brain will feel like, I've done it before. Of course, I've done it before. Meanwhile, all of that has happened in your imagination. So you see, you need to visualize the success of your event ahead of time. Visualize the excitement of your audience. Visualize yourself having a great time presenting to this audience. All right? Does that make sense? Good. Another thing that would help you also to sound confident is your voice. Your voice. On Christ, the solid rock I stand. Now, singing doesn't make you a singer, but when you sing, it's actually potential to make you a singer. Now, singing improves your speaking voice. Have the plan to sing those songs that you enjoy singing. It helps your voice. It helps your speaking voice. It helps you sound confident. It helps you sound clear. All right. It helps you sound, powerful. All right. So you can also practice teasers. And my favorite is Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled paper. A peck of pickled paper Peter Piper picked. If Mr. Piper picked a peck of pickled paper, where's a peck of pickled paper Peter Piper picked? Now, this helps your lips to move and make the actual pronunciation, or helps you even sound clearly and articulate your words correctly. So teasers help you sound powerful too. Also, slowing down help you sound powerful. So it's okay to sound it's okay to slow down. It's also okay to speak fast. Make sure to use the tool. There's a time to slow down, especially when you want to make a point. And that slowing down should also lead to a pause. Pause is very effective in helping you sound in control and confident and also authoritative, because then you're not, rushing your words. You are taking them, slowly, and you are sounding confident in doing this. So you see what I just did? I slowed down and I applied pauses. So you also can learn how to do this because it helps you sound powerful. Is that not amazing? Very good. Make sure to put it to work. Now let's move on to the next idea on Peace Talks. Assumptions. This has to do with your thinking. Cognitive thinking. This has to do with your cognitive thinking. Yes. How do you think? What kind of patterns do you engage in? What kind of thinking patterns do you engage in? Because as a speaker, you can be rubbing yourself in and into communication apprehension and anxiety without knowing. So here we address mindset, we address patterns, we address your way of thinking that could be a hindrance to a successful presentation. Now, what do you think of a speaker who does not have a supportive system that helps him believe that his audience love him and want him to be successful? He would fail because here he's already thinking that they want him to fail, so he would fail. Now, there are words that we use that really don't help. Now, what if they don't like me? You don't have a business with that. You can't control people's likability. You can't control whether they like you or not, but you can do something about your likability. But firstly, let's talk about the assumption. You can say they like me. They like me. Assume positively. They like me. They like my appearance. They love to hear from me. What if I fluff my lines? It's okay to fluff your lines. So don't say you are not a robot that has been programmed not to make mistakes. We are humans. So that is where anxiety, a lot of people are so anxious because they know they forget that they are humans. You want to be perfect. You don't want to make mistakes. And there's something funny. There are times when you fluff your lines that audience don't even know. So don't make it obvious. Instead, tell yourself, if I flop my lines, I continue. It doesn't stop me from delivering my message. What if I don't make sense? What if you make sense? Yes. If you are thinking like this and saying, what if I don't make sense? What if you make sense? Why not consider the positive programming that would help you sound confident, that will help your confidence boost? So instead of engaging in this type of limiting thinking, why don't you focus on thoughts like, they love me, I don't fluff my lines, and if I do, it doesn't stop me from delivering my message. And what if I make sense? So instead of thinking negatively, change them to positive thinking. Now, this technique will help you manage your audience. This technique will help you begin to see your audience in a different light. They love me. They like me. Even when I make mistakes, they forgive me as I forgive myself. These are assumptions that you need to make to support your confidence. Does this make sense too? All right, let's move on to the next idea on peace talks. Remember, peace talk is about creating peace between speakers and their nerves. Now let's talk about connection building. You will get to that stage and you want to start speaking. Firstly, don't say a word without connecting with your audience. So when you get to that stage, the first thing you want to do is to smile at your audience. Find one or two persons that you've already connected with when you came to that venue earlier. Find one or two persons to make a connection with and give the person a mild smile, a genuine smile. Build this connection first. When you do that, give them eye contact. Build with the next person in the middle, on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side. Don't look at the ceiling when you are presenting to your audience. Don't do that because you will lose authenticity. When you do that, you will lose the ability to connect with them. So what should you do? Smile, okay? Before you can say a word, smile, all right? So the next thing is eye contact. Make sure you have made contact with a minimum of 5 persons that you can look from time to time, because the moment you can make that contact with someone on the left, in the middle, or on the right, everyone feels like you're looking at them. So make that eye contact. Facial expression. Do the right things with your face. Build connection with your face, all right? Make that facial expression that connects with your audience. Now, these are techniques that would help you as a speaker. Make it conversational. Now that you are able to meet with your audience before the proper presentation, make it conversational as if you're having a discussion with a friend or a family member. Okay, make it conversational. That means communicate to connect. That means give them an equal opportunity to talk back to you. That is what makes it conversational. All right. Then secondly, build questions into your presentation. You don't want to find yourself speaking and doing all the speaking without allowing them to talk to you. So build questions into your presentation. It helps you breathe. Yes, it gives you the opportunity to really breathe and pause and catch some breath. All right. So build questions into your presentation. Another connection building technique that you should use is personal story. I just shared a personal story about when I was being called to do a presentation to my bosses, the management, for the first time. That was years ago. What is your own personal story? Weave your message around your personal story, because stories have the ability to connect your audience to you. It keeps them engaged, engrossed, to the message, keep them immersed to what you have to say. So make sure you have a story to deliver your message, okay? It helps a great deal. This is effect mastery. Now, this includes all the non-verbal cues you use for emphasis, effect, and impact. Now, you might not have heard it somewhere, but you see, I created this to make it easier for you to know why this is necessary. So you need to master. When I say effect mastery, it means you should have mastered all the non-verbal cues you'll be using in your presentation in terms of physical movements, gestures, facial expressions, tones, inflections. This is very important for emphasis, effects, and impact. Have you heard where they say that the nonverbal communication takes the higher percentage when it comes to delivery? That's true. Because this is where authenticity, sincerity, and impact come in. So it is very important that you practice the effect of your presentations. This is where practice is very important. So when you practice, get your mirror, get your videotape, get your time clock. These are tools that you need for this practice. And record yourself with a videotape so that you can watch yourself for eye contact, the correct eye contact to be made, the facial expressions when it comes to telling that story, whether it's a sad story or it's an exciting story. Use the right facial expressions, use the right tones, the inflection. So you need to match your non-verbal cues to your words. This is very important for authenticity, sincerity, and impact. You don't want to sound fake. Let me use that word. You don't want to sound fake when you say, I'm excited to be here, and you don't show excitement. You see, say, I'm excited to be here. Who is ready for today? Do you see what I just did? I showed excitement for my message. And the audience are not done. When you come with such kind of excitement and energy, it gives the audience the direction. They also smile back at you. They also respond to every gesture, facial expression, movements that you make. Yes. Have you ever seen people who are watching you say that thing and they're doing their face like this? They are doing like this. They are doing their head like this because of the movements you are making. And that movement keep your audience engaged. This effect mastery is very important to keep your audience engaged. And effect mastery also help you to do away with nervousness because you are using your energy correctly. You're channeling your energy correctly. But when you are not doing all this, when you are not using all those non-verbal cues, you leave them with the impression that you are nervous. All right. So master this is very important in your delivery. Very important. Your facial expression, your tones, your inflections, practice them. They are part of the things that you must practice when it comes to delivery. The next thing here is the actual message. When it comes to the actual message, it's very important that you follow a logical flow. From your introduction to the body and then to your conclusion, let there be a logical flow. You don't want to be scattered in different directions. So the actual message is this, especially for a review meeting. You already know the purpose of the meeting. So you know how to arrange the introduction. You give the introduction, okay, this is where the business development was last quarter or maybe last month. And this is how we have performed in this month. And this is our projection and our forecast. And this is what we're expecting to achieve or end the year with. You have given them a logical flow. And what is the whole essence of your message? That you are going to deliver as a business unit. Now, for you, your own message could be different. Like now I'm doing my own message here as a presenter to you today, sir. You can control your nervousness. You can drop your anxiety. You can boost your confidence. This is my message. And so everything that I am telling you is tied to this message. So it's so simple. So you need to provide a focus for your content and direct the development of that content. It's very important because to know your message is an actual boost to your confidence. Now, what is that? Structure and follow a logical flow. Secondly, wrap it around a personal story. So what personal story can you tell in your delivery? What personal story can you tell in that message that you want to deliver to your audience? It's very important. Remember what I said about stories. They keep your audience engaged, engrossed, and involved with you. You don't want to bore your audience. You don't want to find your audience sleeping while you're presenting. This is very bad for speakers. So you need to master these techniques. You need to master these skills, okay? So I hope this helps you. Now, summarize into 3 major points. This is very important. Not everyone knows that. You need to summarize into 3 major points. When I was doing my review meeting, I gave them the first report, where we are coming from. This is how we performed in the past. Where we are today. This is how we are doing today. What we hope to end the year with. I gave them 3 major points. Now that is for review meeting. When it comes to this place, I am taking you through a logical flow. What causes you anxiety? What causes you anxiety as a person? I told you, your anxiety can come from different sources. It can come from the fact that you don't know your audience enough, or you are afraid of the questions that they might ask, or that you don't know your message, or you don't have enough the right set of information ahead of time. Or probably you're fidgeting that your equipment will not work, or your slide will not come up, or they do not like you. So there are different reasons why people feel anxious. So that is enough said. Now, I told you the anxiety that people feel, and I'm showing you how to control that anxiety. And I am taking you to a logical conclusion on how to boost your confidence. So you, as a person, if you are telling your story, make it only 3 major points, because your audience may not remember after the 3rd point the things you've said. So you don't have to keep them for hours. All right. So this helps a great deal. Now let's move on to the next idea on peace talks. Appearance. Some people feel that their appearance do not matter, especially these engineers, these medical doctors, or let me say, with respect to you, because I have seen a lot. That's why I mentioned your name. You can't see because you don't know how to dress, or it does not matter that your skill is all that matters. No, I have seen people who are so brilliant, but because they do not know how to dress, they miss opportunities. Because then your company wants you to represent them represent them well. Yes. I wanted to tell a story about 2 men in my office. One dresses so perfect. When I say perfect, he dresses well. In fact, he owns a boutique. He's into fashion designing. Okay. The other person, apart from working, does not even know how to dress. Is a problem. Now, he is a senior colleague to the one who dresses well. Now, one day, the MD had a function. He's been called to represent the chairman of the board in an association meeting. Now, he was not going to be available to do that. And the person who sent this message is in the UK. And now, these 2 persons are the only people who can be sent. One of them can be sent to represent the organization. The other is senior to the one who dresses well. But guess what? The choice was made, and the choice landed on the one who dresses well. He went for the association, delivered, and came back. Now, what does that tell you? That you are the head of the department does not mean anything. People want you to represent them well. Do you represent your company well? Now, do you represent the message well? Do you represent what you want to say? Your appearance matter. If you say that polish is important, then you must start it. You are the message. You are the message. Your appearance speaks volume about what you are saying. Even before you open your mouth, your appearance can give you away. Now, another scenario here is the person who dresses well gets all the attention, while the person who doesn't dress well is all looked over all the time. True or false? Is that? Yes. Also, the person who dresses well commands attention, while the person who doesn't dress well is overlooked. Okay, let me give you a scenario. Imagine a madman. He is so mad that when you see him, you are scared. You want to go away because you don't know what he might do next. So you avoid him. He's asking you, where is Ikoyi? Somewhere follow more in Ikoyi. You won't answer him because you feel he's mad. He's not in his right sense. He doesn't know what he's saying. He doesn't know if he needs to go to Ikoyi. So you avoid him totally. This same madman moves into a shower, cleans up, dresses very well, and then comes out smelling good and dresses very well, and then comes out to you again, and then asks you, please, do you know somewhere in Falmouth? Do you know somewhere in Ikoyi called Falmouth? And his accent has changed also. His looks smashing. He's looking stunning. And you were quick to answer, yes. In fact, you too, you will change your accent. Yes, I know. This is how to get there. You can also use your Google map. You have a right because you believe that you're already believing for him that he has a right. Why? Because of the way he dresses. So your dress speaks, your appearance speaks volume. The way you dress matters. It matters a great deal when it comes to commanding respect, commanding attention, and getting people to listen to you. So, but here are the rules. Tailor your dressing to your audience. If it is a management meeting, you know you should dress in a suit or in a clean shirt, not in a polo, before you are being seen as an unserious person, because your dressing can give you away, honestly. So tailor your dressing to the audience. And if it is for young people, you know you have to dress down. You don't wear suits to young people's event. You want to dress like them. But then there's a caveat. You dress a notch higher. You dress a notch higher to deliver your talk to the young people. So another rule of appearance is make sure you are comfortable. You don't want to be like someone who was uncomfortable giving her talk because she is wearing a gown that keeps going up as she moves, keeps going up. She's wearing a bodycon that will not stick to her body. You don't want to be like that. You don't want to be uncomfortable. You don't want something that distracts you from your delivery. So you need to be comfortable in your dress. You need to be comfortable in your appearance. So dress for comfortability. All right. So here are the benefits of looking well and looking comfortable. Why should you pay attention to your appearance? Firstly, this boosts your self-esteem and confidence. Look at the lady in that picture. She's standing confident. She's presenting to her colleagues, so they are dressed similarly. So she's standing confidently already. So it boosts your self-esteem and confidence. It gives people an impression that you have respect for yourself. Because you remember, if you don't have respect for yourself, you won't dress well. And people won't respect you because they feel you don't even respect yourself in the first place. Okay, so it boosts your confidence. Another thing, it gives you a chance to make a great first impression. For example, if you are coming to a company for the first time, you want to make a good first impression on your audience. So dress well, dress for that company, dress to make a good first impression. Somebody said dress to impress, and I agree. make sure that your dressing is impressive and it speaks respect, it speaks confidence, it speaks an authority. Also, like I've said, when you dress well, it helps you to command respect and listening ear. Remember the story I just told you about the sane man and the madman. And another thing that I've noticed is that when you dress well, you suddenly become social because you want people to see you, you're dressing well, you're looking good. Hey, you raise your hand, you do this. And we ladies, we can do that a lot. When you're wearing a fantastic, beautiful hair, like the one I'm wearing right now, you want people to see you suddenly become social. You suddenly become social. So your appearance help you to become social all of a sudden. So if you're not social, try dressing well. Probably you become social. All right. So let's move on to the next idea on this peace talks, and that is love and passion. I love this one a lot. Do you know that in public speaking, my eyes see me so fast. Let me read my glasses again. In public speaking, passion and love comes before knowledge. That means if you don't have passion about what you about to say, you will bore the people, you will bore them. So this is a difference between a professor who loves his or her course or his subject to the one who is passionate and is talking about it. Now, the one who is not passionate to will be forced to go and memorize or carry notes up and down. But those ones that know their audience, that love what they are doing, it just flows easily. It just flows easily because they are speaking from their soul, so they know how to convert boring topic to an interesting topic because they are passionate about it. So you see, there is no boring topic and there's no interesting topic. It's the person behind it that makes it a boring topic, and it's the person behind it that makes it an interesting topic. So you see where love and passion matters to the speaker and the presenter. So when you are passionate about your subject, we know. Look at Steve. One of the things I want you to watch is Steve Jobs' presentation, TED Talks. You will see it on that TED Talks. You will see how he was able to deliver the speech around Apple laptop, that's Mac Pro. You will see how he was able, he was not, he didn't need so much visual aids or so much notes to guide him. This thing is on the inside. This is what passion does. When you are passionate about what you do, it's on the inside. It comes out. This is what keeps your audience engaged. Your delivery matters when it comes to love and passion for what you do. If you do not have passion for what you are saying, you are going to be a boring speaker. And a boring speaker keep the audience bored. And this is tempting because your audience will go to sleep. And that is why you often have the rowdiness in the audience, because here everybody is distracted. Some are playing with their phones, some are talking, some want to take a walk out there, simply because you don't have passion for what you are saying. So passion gives you this opportunity to convert that boring topic to a very interesting topic. Now, this I have said speaks to delivery. It comes first, it comes forward. So make sure you have the energy that you want to see in the audience. You have the energy. If this thing matters to you, come with the energy and it matters to you. That is my message to you today. In Peace Talks, you have to come with the energy that this thing you're about to say and deliver matters to you. It's not something that you read somewhere and you want to deliver it like some professor do. They just carry notes up and down. So you don't want to carry notes. You don't want to memorize it. You want to deliver it because it's in you, right? So that's why they say the first rule of engagement is to know your subject. Now get a subject inside of you and get a subject to the audience. And the next, get it, the subject into the audience. So you see, you need to get it inside of you. So it's not about getting it somewhere and teaching someone. It is about, is this thing what your thing, your forte, right? Okay, I know some of you are going to start changing your game plans, right? So another thing that would help you a great deal as a speaker is to maintain your enthusiasm, no matter the news or report you're about to deliver. I've also had presentations where I was about to deliver bad news. And one of the things you must learn to do as a professional is to learn to deliver bad news. And that means you don't let it overwhelm you. Come with hope. Bring the people hope. For example, when I knew that my department was not performing well according to budget as a business development manager, I reminded the management that I was presenting to that we've done well in the past, that although this time around, the economic realities have not allowed most of our engagements, most of our prospects to make decisions, but we can see in the pipeline, in the forecast, that they have plans to do this in the fourth quarter, even though I'm in the second quarter delivering this report. So I show them that, okay, though it may look bad right now, but there is hope that it can look better. So this is where being, a master when it comes to delivering bad news comes in. And this you have to master too as a public speaker and as a presenter and as a professional. Yeah, it helps a great deal. Now, this takes us to know your stuff. Of course, in peace talks, the K means know your stuff. Now, passion is not enough. You must know your stuff. And knowing your stuff is not enough. You must be passionate about it. So you see where they are very important. So you must know your stuff. Constant research and study will help you a great deal because this speaks to delivery. When you know your stuff, your ability to deliver becomes easy. This pilots you to easiness. It's much easier to give that speech because you are a subject matter expert. So give attention to continuous study. Give attention to knowing your stuff all the time. Master, if you are in business development, master all the key areas of your business so that you can report it succinctly. Now, avoid memorizing. Instead of memorizing, look for note cards that allow you to present your ideas, your reports, your outline. All right, it helps a great deal. Now, memorizing, imagine when someone is a bit distracted. I'm speaking to an audience and suddenly someone stands up and moves, and the next person, you are distracted because you have missed a line. And there's a problem because when you memorize something and you can't follow it again, you are disgruntled, you are scattered, and you lose control. And anxiety sets in. So you need to avoid memorizing. That is a poor delivery method. All right. So instead, why is knowledge important? Knowledge gives you power when it comes to confidence. Knowledge reduces your anxiety and embarrassment because then you know your stuff, and people ask you a question, you answer brilliantly and intelligently. So in becoming a speaker, it's no more, you must know your stuff. You must know what you are saying. It matters a great deal. The audience responds better to a knowledgeable speaker. Exactly. When you are knowledgeable, they listen to you because they can learn something from you, something valuable. See Steve Jobs' speech, I made reference to it earlier. Look at it, it's very important. Now, strengthen your skill. This is the S in Peace Talks. Now, I used this picture here to show you that you can start small. You can be naive today. You can be a novice today, but don't remain there. Strengthen your skills. This is a call to continuous improvement, like the Japanese. You give attention to improving this skill all the time. And how do you do it? Like Oprah, she started on her own to educate herself on how to present. And then she goes to acquire the skill, and she does it, and she does it, and she does it in different ways and style. And today she's a veteran. She's a veteran. There's no stage she cannot master. There's no stage where she cannot speak effectively or present effectively. So it starts with desiring to strengthen your skills and actually doing it. So how do you achieve this? How do you achieve this from where you are right now? Firstly, if you go to church and you have an opportunity to speak to small groups, then larger groups, don't run away from such opportunity like some people do. Don't do that. It doesn't help your confidence. You are actually descaling yourself. You are actually not giving yourself the chance to improve. So embrace such opportunity to speak to people in your community. Embrace, in fact, create opportunities to speak to people. It will help you. And also, if you were a member of a school, of course you are, and you are being invited to speak, don't turn it down. No, don't turn it down. Choose the opportunity to learn, to speak to a larger audience. What that does for you is to prepare for your bigger day, because there might be a bigger day. There might be one day, it might be a president, or it might be a governor, or a senator, or a minister. But then you would have mastered key things that helps you speak confidently, persuasively, all right, inspiringly. Doing these things take you this. The Chinese people say, a journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step. That means you have to practice regularly to become a master of your craft. Yes, it helps a great deal. So have you learned something? Have you learned something? Before we move to, before I get to hear from you, I want to ask you, what are the don'ts of a presentation? What are the don'ts of a presentation? Perfectionism. Some people want to be perfect. They don't want to create room for mistakes. If you don't create room for mistake, you will make the mistake. Go. That's the reality. Avoid being perfect. Avoid being perfect. Don't try to be perfect, because perfect people who try to be perfect, lose into authenticity. That's the truth. Be yourself. Be human. Be human. If you make mistake, apologize and move on. In fact, sometimes your audience don't even know that you made a mistake. So please avoid being perfect. Secondly, avoid overestimation or underrating your abilities. Avoid this too. That is why preparation is in between these two. Avoid overestimation of your abilities. Practice. Don't say because you're a veteran, you won't rehearse. And don't say that because you're a novice, you are underrating, or you've not been doing this, then you're underrating your abilities. Don't do any of this. It won't help you a great deal. Secondly, stop worrying about what people think about you. People's opinion are theirs. They are entitled to it, right? So forget about how they think about you. Yours is to be authentic. Yours is to make sure that you are doing the right thing. So stop worrying about how they think about you. Rather think about this, that they think good about you. They love you. Remember assumptions, what I told you. Arriving late and apologizing is very wrong. It's a bad way to start. Some speakers do this and they are shooting themselves in the foot when they do it. Yes, when you arrive late and apologizing, it kills your confidence. It makes you look unserious before your audience. So please, start. When you get there, just start. Make a statement that gets people relaxed. Make a humor out of it instead of apologizing, all right? Then, starting with an excuse or let down. I was stuck in traffic. Please, this is not a good way to start a presentation, because it sends a signal to your audience. Don't do it. All right? So looking nervous also is a bad place to be. If you are nervous, don't look it. Smile, gesture, move your body. All right? Don't look nervous, even if you feel nervous. Don't look nervous. Remember, people are watching you. If you don't gesture, if you don't move your body, if you don't, take a powerful stance or posture, you will be sending a wrong signal to your audience. And you don't want them to tune out just before you start. You don't want to do that. Okay, so let's move on to the next. Now, how does what I have trained you on today matter in business? I know some of you are entrepreneurs and some of you are professionals. Here, listen to customers. There's some people who avoid listening to customer, but they don't know that in marketing, the customer is the king. We can't do without a customer. Customer matters. In fact, everything about our product and services starts with the customer. So when you listen to your customer, you know their pain points and you know what to do to get them buy-in. You know what to do to persuade them. You know what to do to educate them. You know what to do to inform them. So what do? Listen first. This is a part of presentation that often mean being neglected. So this is how to apply it to your business. Listen to those customers and learn what they need. Then the next thing is to do a presentation. Make presentation a part of your business. Yes, some people don't have this opportunity to present to their customer, maybe because it's a B2C. So even if it's a B2C, there are customers who would buy because you presented to them and you helped them to see what they were not seeing. So presentation is very important. When you want to persuade your customer, when you want to inform them about a new product, when you want to educate them on how to make informed decisions about your services and why they should make such decisions. This helps a great deal. Then this gets a feedback, and until they are positive, don't stop. Keep getting feedback and use the feedback to inform your next presentation with them. Then test with the customers whether your product is right. Test with the customer whether your services are right, whether it actually meets their need, whether it actually solves their problems, whether it actually takes away their pain. Right? This is very important. And this is the application of what you learned today. Make presentation part of your business model. Now let's go to key takeaways. What did you learn? I started by telling you about preparation. Prepare, plan, and practice ahead. It helps your confidence. If you are going to use virtual aid, make sure you have planned them, because one of the purposes of virtual aid is to aid understanding of what you are saying. And it also helps to take the focus of the audience off you, right? And also remember your next P, which is personal story. Tell your story so well that it revolves around the message that you're delivering. Secondly, I talked about the exercises that boost your confidence. Remember your vocal exercise, your mental exercise, and your physical exercise, and do well to practice them. Be positive in your ability. Yes, if you're not positive in your ability, you would fail. There's no one that can help you. So you have to believe in your ability to deliver, and you also have to believe in the audience that you're delivering to. You also have to have the right mindset about the audience, because it helps you a great deal. Then I also talked about using your visualization, that is your imagination and your affirmation, to help build confidence ahead, because the brain does not know the difference between your imagination and the actual experience. So what do? Use your imagination to visualize the success ahead of time. I also talked about communicating it authentically, that you should communicate to connect. I said smile. Before you can say a word, smile. Make that eye contact. Make that move and gesture. Make sure to keep your audience engaged. Make it conversational. That's part of what I said to you. I also said structure into 3 main points, because your audience is likely to forget the 4th point. So structure into 3 main points and let those 3 points follow a logical flow, right? I also mentioned that you should tailor your dressing to the audience. You don't want to look too serious to a younger audience. Audience are wearing jeans, you want to wear suits. It does not, it does not connect you to your audience. So you have to dress similar to them, but a notch higher, right? It makes you look professional in what you're doing. And I also talked about the importance of paying attention to your appearance, because this gives you confidence and boosts. I also talked about using the right delivery for every purpose. If you're persuading, persuade and inspire action in people. If you're educating, use a visual aids that will help you to aid the understanding of your audience and all of that. Use the right delivery for every purpose. When it also comes to delivery, I also mentioned passion, love and passion for what you do. Though it's not every speaking engagement that you should honor. If what they have asked you to come and speak on, you don't have passion about it, or you don't even have knowledge about it, don't speak on it. Otherwise, you will be seen, or you'll be creating the perception that you are a boring speaker. So go for your passion and speak on your passion. I also talked about demonstrating passion, which I have just shared. I also talked about finishing early. Now, I also talk about starting early. Starting early helps you to build confidence, because then you would have connected with some members of the audience and you're not looking at complete strangers. You've connected with some of them. Also, finishing early, it matters a great deal, because you don't want people to rush you out of the stage. I've seen a couple of people receive notes to leave the stage because the next speaker is about to come up. So leave, instead, finish 5 minutes earlier. It makes you professional. All right? It makes you professional. And then I mentioned get to the venue earlier and set yourself ready for your success. These are the key takeaways from this presentation. Now, do you have any question? If you have any question as regards this training and some other things that you would love to learn, kindly send me a DM. All right? Now, the next part of this training, this course, is role play and replay, where I'm going to be involved in critiquing, reviewing and critiquing your presentation so that you can get it right. Okay, so let me have you send your comment or email me at polishandexcelconsulting@gmail.com. polishandexcelconsulting@gmail.com. If you have any inquiry or you want to put a call across to me, then I'm in Nigeria and you can call 0904-11-84433. This is how you can reach me. Until then, bye for now. And don't forget to search for all the courses that are available for you to learn and master your public speaking skills.